Good morning, people. All right, so this is the newest iteration of the CM chronograph. Fucking this is very similar. In fact, it is from all the research I've done. It is very likely these are made in the same exact factory as the Marathon CSAR is. Same case style, same pushers, crowns, the knurled fucking collars on the pushers. Same time tolerance. It gains about 2 seconds per day. Same H3 tritium. Same dial. Yeah, there are very few. There are very few unsimilarities comparing this to the Marathon CSAR, but I'll get to a few of them. So there it is next to my Rolex Deep Sea for a size comparison. I believe the Deep Sea is a 44 millimeter case, and this is a 47 millimeter case. Because of the width of the chapter ring combined with the bezel, yeah, I'm using the right terminology, I think. And same with this. You actually have the same size actual physical dial, so it really doesn't make the size different look too much. You know, they look about the same size. But let's get to some measurements real quick, right? All right. Looks like I might need to replace the battery in my Digi. So this one weighs 4.982 ounces. This one weighs 4.537 ounces. So pretty close. This is made out of 316 stainless steel. Yep. Yeah, there it is, 316L. Everything is PVD'd or DLC'd. I can't remember what the spec said. This is the Valjoux 7750 movement. And if we can get this thing to zoom in, let's see, maybe putting on the table trick will work. Come on. Okay. Well, the markings say, and maybe it'll zoom one more time. Okay. MB Microtech H3 1 GB sub Q tritium. Okay. So I know that is in reference to the H3 vials. There we go. There you can see it. They see 1 GB and then a small q. That's I believe that's something about millicuries. I'm not really well versed on radiological measurements, but yeah, you have tritium on all of the indexes. You know, for the hours, you have tritium on the sweep second hand for the chronograph function. You have tritium on the hour and minute hand, and that's it. Everything else is sterile, you know, as far as lume, which is where you want in a watch that you're looking at night, you know, especially one with complications like this. This is the C3, I believe, or Super Luminova is what Rolex is using currently. So that's negligible. No tritium there. Waterproof, this one is 300 meters, 1,000 feet. Same as the CSAR. This one is 12,800 feet or 3,900 meters. Yeah, that's kind of a outlier as far as most dive watches are not made for those kind of depths. Okay. Case size. Let's just compare with the crown on these two. And sorry, I don't have metric. I just got inches on this guy, but we'll manage. So we've got 1 inch and 86 thousandths. So almost 2 inches. 1 inch and, let's see, with the crown here, 1 inch and 954 thousandths, so almost 2 inches. This is just a cunt hair wider, right? Now let's get to height. How thick is this fucker? So I know from the specs this one is 14 millimeter, but we'll look at this again here, right? Let's see, zero my fucking star it here. Just make sure it's, yeah, it's on 0. Okay. So we've got 664 thousandths. And on the Rolex, it is actually thicker at 701 thousandths. So, yeah. Now, obviously, the Rolex is thicker due to the case needing to be drastically overbuilt to withstand that kind of pressure. I've got masking tape covering the last 4 of my social security number, but that's how I marked this watch. Needless to say, there are some things that will never leave my collection, and this is one of them. Kind of like my grandfather's combat knife. It's like, nope, I'm going to be buried wearing this if I make it that far, you know. So, okay, functions. We've got a sub dial for seconds. You can see right there. You've got a minutes in a 30-minute scale. You got hours, and then this is seconds and hundredth of a minute. As you can see, the on the chapter ring, we've got indexes for that go all the way up to 100. So this works just like any other Valjoux 7750. You need to unscrew these little pusher collars right here that ensure that no water gets into the case by accidentally pushing a pusher. I don't know if there's any better word than pusher for this. Sounds like a crack term here, but whatever, we'll go with it. So it ensures no water gets into the case by accidentally pushing that while it's submerged. Now, you can have dive watches that have a chronograph function and not have screw-in pushers, but you run the risk of, if that button gets discharged, water will get into the case, in theory. So that's why these screw in. So that's a start. Let's see. Stop. And you can start again, right? And then reset. Yeah. So these screw in, and I've noticed a lot of watches that are advertised as diver chronographs. They screw in, but they don't screw in with any tension. They don't snug up on the last bit of the threads, which I very much prefer they should. I've owned a couple watches where they didn't, namely the Breitling. That advertised as a super ocean chronograph, is advertised as a dive watch. Those things should be, fit with a snugness where just a casual rolling won't start unscrewing the collar here, but they did. Yeah. So, yeah, this one is, I've kind of got a rotation with watches. The Rolex Deep Sea is my weekend watch, and the chronograph is my Monday through Thursday watch, if that makes any sense. All right? Because I seem to do a lot more heat treating on the weekdays than I do on the weekends. And the sole reason I wanted a chronograph was after I acquired my even heat, and I was doing multiple heat treats at the same time, like tempering cycles as well as hardening cycles. So the bezel would allow me to keep track of one event, and the chronograph keep track of the other. So this has a 120 click bezel, has a glow-in-the-dark indicator at the 12. Yeah. So there's my mini review of, or comparison, yeah. So you'll notice that this is a lot thinner than the Marathon CSAR. The reason being was the CSAR was made with certain government contract speculations or stipulations in mind. The CSAR was built as a pilot's watch, and because of that, the bezel had to be large and prominent enough to be able to be manipulated while wearing pilot's gloves, you know, those Nomex things. So, because this isn't a government contract watch, it's a lot thinner in profile. I believe the Marathon CSAR that I had was 17 millimeters in height. So yeah, big difference. All right, guys. Yeah, there it is. My Swiss-made, not Marathon, but yeah. I paid $750 for this. Yeah, amazing, right? And it was shipped next day air from Switzerland. Imagine that shit. I'm usually not accustomed to having a watch that costs less than, for example, the knife that I'm carrying, right? You know, it's usually the other way around. But for once I can say my knife costs more than my watch. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. So as always, stay armed, stay alert, stay alive. God bless. Later.